It's going to be part 2 of our section on 5.3. We're going to look at a concept called mapping. We're going to map this figure onto this figure. So this figure before it moves is called the pre-image, and this figure after it moves is called the image. How would we get this figure on top of that figure? What would be the transformation? You don't have the dashed rays, but I think you can recognize that this is a translation. We're going to slide this figure on top of this one. So the pre-image is point A. What does point A turn into on the yellow figure or the image? It turns into point D. So what we're doing is we're mapping one point to another. So you could read this as A maps to D. That's what this arrow means. A maps to D. That's how you read it. What would the pre-image be of point E? So if you go backwards, what would the pre-image of point E be? It would be point B. What's the image of point C? Point F. You can also map segments. So segment AB, that's going to map to segment DE. And this is where you really got to watch. Segment DE is the same thing as segment ED, but the order matters here. A maps to D. We already said that. So make sure that A goes with D. What's the pre-image of segment FE? Segment CB. What's the image of segment AC? Segment DF. Again, just watch out for the order there. What's the pre-image of point H? Point G. We can also do an example without a picture. I'm not sure what this symbol is here. That's some type of error with PowerPoint. That should be the little triangle symbol. Triangle XYZ maps to triangle ABC by reflection. So you can use this statement. This statement is very, very powerful. It's actually better than looking at a picture, to be honest with you, because you can see what lines up with what. So the order here matters. When you write a mapping statement, the order needs to be correct. What is the image of point X? It's point A. What's the image of segment YZ? Segment BC. What's the pre-image of point B? Point Y. What's the pre-image of segment AC? Segment XC. What's the image of point Z? Point C. What is the pre-image of segment CB? Segment ZY. Using the statement is easier. Anytime you have a mapping statement, use it. Makes your job way, way easier. Here's a Tetris problem. In a game, the goal is to move shapes into congruent spaces where they will fit so the completed rows can be eliminated. That's Tetris. Describe a combination of transformations that will be used to move game piece A into congruent space B. So we need to move this to here. Well, we definitely need to rotate the figure. So we need a rotation, and we're going to need to slide the figure over. So we need a translation also. Now, the order in which you do these might not be important. For example, you could rotate this, then slide it, and it would fall into place. Or you could slide it and then rotate. But depending, like when you play Tetris, sometimes you don't have the room to necessarily rotate it earlier or later. Sometimes you have to wait. So sometimes the order does matter, but if it's out in the open like this, you probably should be okay.